Number 10. The placebo paradox. Imagine you've got a killer headache. You pop a pill, any pill. Maybe it's just a sugar candy, or perhaps even a tiny perfectly formed pebble you found in your garden. But crucially, you believe it's real medicine. And then, miraculously, your headache fades. Poof, gone. You've just experienced the baffling, mind-bending power of the placebo effect. It's not just a cute party trick. It's a phenomenon so potent and perplexing that it makes actual, medically verified treatments look a little less impressive. Your brain, apparently, can be its own best doctor, or its own worst enemy, depending on what bizarre narrative you feed it. For decades, scientists have grappled with this elusive beast. How can a fake treatment produce real physiological changes? We're not talking about just feeling better because you think you should. We're talking about tangible improvements in conditions ranging from chronic pain and depression to Parkinson's disease and even certain types of cancer. It seems your expectations, your beliefs, and the entire context of receiving care can literally rewire your brain's chemistry. It can trigger the release of natural painkillers like endorphins, alter immune responses, or even change brain activity patterns. It's like your internal pharmacy just got the memo. Client believes this is working, so make it work. The unsettling part? We still don't fully understand the how. Is it pure psychological suggestion? A complex interplay of neurobiology and expectation? Or is your brain just a master illusionist, capable of conjuring reality out of thin air if you give it enough convincing stage props? Basically, the placebo effect is proof that sometimes the most powerful drug is simply convincing your brain to get off its lazy butt and fix things itself. Number 9, the Great Filter. Look up at the night sky. Go on, take a good long look. Billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, and statistically, an almost infinite number of planets. Some of them must be capable of supporting life, right? Intelligent life, even. So where are they? No alien broadcasts, no little green men waving from Mars, not even a rogue spacefaring garbage truck. This cosmic silence, despite the overwhelming probability of extraterrestrial intelligence, is what we call the Fermi paradox. And one of the most terrifying explanations for it is something called the Great Filter. It's basically a cosmic bottleneck, a stage in the evolution of life that is so incredibly difficult to pass that almost no civilization makes it through. The Great Filter suggests that somewhere between the formation of a habitable planet and the emergence of a multiplanetary interstellar civilization, there's a barrier so immense that nearly all life forms capable of reaching that stage simply don't. Where is this filter? It could be in our past. Perhaps the jump from single-celled to multi-celled organisms, or the development of complex life itself, is incredibly rare. If so, we're unbelievably lucky to be here. Or, and this is where it gets truly chilling, the filter could be in our future. It could be an inevitable, self-destructive hurdle that advanced civilizations face. Unchecked climate change, nuclear war, AI gone rogue, or some unforeseen technological catastrophe that wipes everyone out before they can spread to the stars. The more silent the universe, the more likely it is that this filter is ahead of us, waiting. Basically, the universe isn't quiet because it's empty. It's quiet because everyone who gets too loud eventually gets filtered. And we might be next. Number 8, dark matter's ghost hug. You know how gravity works, right? Apples fall, planets orbit, you struggle to get out of bed in the morning. It's because of matter. Stars, planets, galaxies, they all have mass, and mass creates gravity. Simple. Except when scientists look at how galaxies spin, or how clusters of galaxies hold together, they find something deeply unsettling. There's just not enough stuff there. The visible matter, the stars and gas and dust we can see, simply isn't enough to explain the gravitational forces at play. Something else, something invisible, something utterly mysterious, is holding the universe together with a giant, cosmic ghost hug. This is dark matter. We know it's there because we can see its gravitational effects. It doesn't emit, absorb, or reflect light or any other form of electromagnetic radiation. It's completely transparent, utterly undetectable by any of our current instruments. It's literally the dark in dark matter. It makes up about 27% of the universe's mass energy budget, while all the normal matter we can see and interact with only accounts for about 5%. That means for every bit of stuff you can touch, taste, or see, there are 5 times as much of this utterly unknown, ghostly substance. We have no idea what it is made of, what particles comprise it, or how it truly interacts or doesn't interact with the regular matter we're made of. Is it exotic particles we haven't discovered yet? Tiny black holes? Something stranger? The fact that the vast majority of the universe is composed of something we can't even detect, let alone understand, is a profound and slightly terrifying mystery. Basically, you're living in a universe where the visible stuff is just the sprinkles on a giant, invisible gravitational donut. Number 7. The Oumuamua Enigma. Picture this. It's 2017, and a weird object zips through our solar system. Not just any object, but the very first interstellar visitor ever detected. It's elongated, tumbling end over end, and moving at incredible speed. Astronomers nickname it Oumuamua, pronounced Oumuamua, Hawaiian for a messenger from afar arriving first. But the more they looked, the stranger it got. Its trajectory couldn't be fully explained by gravity alone. It seemed to be accelerating slightly, as if something was gently pushing it, and it showed no signs of outgassing, like a comet would, to explain that push. So, what was it? An alien spaceship? A piece of cosmic driftwood? Science still has no definitive answer, and it drives astronomers absolutely nuts. Oumuamua was roughly the size of a city block, dark red and highly elongated like a giant cigar or a pancake. Its weird acceleration was the real kicker. Comets accelerate as ice vaporizes and acts like tiny thrusters, but Oumuamua had no tail, no coma, none of the typical comet behavior. This led some very serious, very credible scientists to propose hesitantly that it might be artificial in origin. Yes, they suggested it could be alien technology, perhaps a light sail, or even a derelict probe. Of course, the more mundane explanation is that it's just a new, weird type of comet we haven't seen before, made of some unknown substance that behaves differently. But we didn't get a good enough look, and it's long gone, hurtling out of our solar system. The unsettling truth is, we don't know what it was, and the possibility that it was something truly alien just passing through remains an open, uncomfortably fascinating question. Basically, the universe sent us a postcard, and we still can't read the handwriting. Number 6. The wow signal. Imagine it's August 15th, 1977. You're chilling at the Big Ear Radio Observatory in Ohio, minding your own business, listening to the cosmic static. Suddenly, a signal bursts through. It's incredibly strong, 30 times louder than the background noise. It lasts for 72 seconds, exactly the length of time the telescope could observe a point in the sky. It's narrowband, meaning it wasn't natural radio interference. It comes from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, near a star system called Chi Sagittarii. The astronomer Jerry Eman, reviewing the printout, circles the anomalous string of characters 6EQJ5 and writes, "Wow," next to it, and then it's gone. Vanished. Never heard from again. To this day, the wow signal remains the strongest candidate for an extraterrestrial radio transmission ever detected, and science still can't explain it. This wasn't just some random blip. The characteristics of the signal, its precise frequency, its incredible strength, its narrow bandwidth, are exactly what we'd expect from an intentional interstellar beacon. It matched the frequency of hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe, which is often considered the universal frequency for communication. Despite numerous attempts to redetect it, to listen to that exact spot in the sky, nothing similar has ever been found. Was it a one-time message from an alien civilization? A passing probe? Or some incredibly rare, perfectly aligned natural phenomenon that we just haven't figured out yet? The absence of a repeat detection makes it infuriatingly elusive. It's a tantalizing whisper from the cosmos that gives us just enough information to drive us crazy, but not enough to confirm anything. Basically, the universe sent us a text. We saw the notification pop up, but when we unlocked the phone, the message had already self-destructed. Number 5. Spontaneous human combustion. You're at home, enjoying a quiet evening. Maybe you're reading a book, or perhaps just contemplating the meaning of lint, and then suddenly, without warning, a person nearby bursts into flames. Not just catches fire, but incinerates from the inside out, often leaving little more than a pile of ashes, a shrunken torso, and oddly intact feet. The surrounding room, however, shows minimal damage, perhaps a scorched patch of carpet directly beneath the unfortunate individual, but nearby curtains, furniture, and even paper often remain untouched. Welcome to the horrifying, medically baffling phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion, or SHC. Science, with all its fancy degrees and complex theories, still can't definitively explain how or why this happens. The term spontaneous is key here. It refers to ignition without an apparent external source. While many alleged cases are often debunked by forensic investigation, smoking in bed, proximity to a heat source, a small number of incidents defy conventional explanation. The wick effect is one leading theory. It suggests the human body, particularly if saturated with alcohol or having a high fat content, acts like an inverted candle. The clothing becomes the wick, the body fat acts as the fuel, and a small external ignition source, like a cigarette ember, though often unproven, starts a slow, sustained, and incredibly intense internal burn that consumes the soft tissues while sparing extremities. But even this theory struggles to explain the extreme heat generated, the localized nature of the burning, and the frequent lack of a clear ignition source. It remains one of those truly macabre scientific puzzles, a nightmare scenario that continues to ignite debate. Basically, sometimes your body decides to go full human-shaped charcoal briquette, and nobody knows why. Number 4. The bloop. Imagine the deepest, darkest, most mysterious part of the ocean. Now imagine a sound. Not a whale song, not a submarine, not even an earthquake, but a colossal ultra-low frequency sound so loud that it was picked up by hydrophones over 5,000 kilometers away across the Pacific Ocean. This was the bloop, detected in 1997 by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, during their efforts to monitor underwater seismic activity. It lasted for about a minute and was characterized by a rapid frequency sweep. And despite decades of advancements in oceanography, we still don't know what made it. The bloop's unique characteristics made it stand out. Its frequency signature was similar to that of a living creature, yet it was so powerful that if it were biological, the creature making it would have to be colossal, far larger than any known animal on Earth, including the blue whale. Initial speculation, fueled by the mystery, ranged from giant squids to unknown leviathans lurking in the abyssal plains. More recently, some scientists have suggested it could have been the sound of ice quakes, large icebergs cracking and fracturing as they separate from glaciers. However, even this theory faces challenges, as the specific characteristics of the bloop don't perfectly match typical icequake acoustic signatures. The deep ocean is still largely unexplored, with vast trenches and abyssal plains that hold secrets we can barely fathom. The bloop remains a tantalizing acoustic enigma, a ghost sound from the deep that reminds us how little we truly understand about our own planet. Basically, the ocean's equivalent of a colossal, unknown creature just cleared its throat. And science collectively went, wait, what? Number 3. The unseen universe, dark energy. If dark matter is the universe's invisible scaffolding, then dark energy is the unseen force ripping it apart. Back in 1998, astronomers made a truly shocking discovery. The universe isn't just expanding, it's expanding at an accelerating rate. Think about that for a second. After the Big Bang, you'd expect gravity to slow things down, like throwing a ball into the air. But instead, it's like someone threw the ball and then kept pushing it faster and faster from afar. This mysterious force, this cosmic anti-gravity, is what we call dark energy, and it accounts for about 68% of the entire universe's mass energy content. That means all the stars, galaxies, planets, and even dark matter, everything we've ever observed, everything we can possibly conceive of, makes up less than a third of the universe. The vast majority of reality is made of something we have absolutely no clue about. We don't know what it is, where it comes from, or why it's suddenly dominant. The leading theory is that it's an intrinsic property of space itself, a kind of vacuum energy that pushes space apart. But if that's true, calculations suggest it should be far, far stronger than what we observe, to the point where the universe would have been ripped apart instantly. This discrepancy is one of the biggest unsolved problems in physics. Some even suggest it points to fundamental flaws in our understanding of gravity. The implications are mind-boggling. We are quite literally floating in an ocean of something we can't see, touch, or comprehend, and this something is dictating the ultimate fate of the cosmos. Basically, the universe is mostly made of cosmic angst, and it's throwing a tantrum by expanding faster than ever, and we're just along for the ride. Number 2. The Havana Syndrome. Imagine you're a diplomat, quietly working in an embassy in Havana. Suddenly you hear a bizarre, high-pitched noise, a strange ringing, or a grating sound. You feel intense pressure in your head, maybe dizziness, nausea, or even temporary hearing loss. And then for weeks, months, or even years afterward, you suffer from a mysterious array of debilitating symptoms. Chronic headaches, vertigo, cognitive fog, balance problems, and even mild brain injury. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi thriller. It's the very real, terrifying, and medically unexplained phenomenon known as Havana Syndrome. And despite years of investigation, science still hasn't figured out what caused it, or if it's even a what at all. First reported by US and Canadian embassy staff in Cuba, starting in late 2016, similar incidents have since been reported by personnel in China, Russia, Austria, and even on US soil. The symptoms are undeniably real and severe, affecting dozens of individuals. But the cause? That's where the mystery deepens. Initial theories pointed to some kind of sonic weapon or directed energy device, possibly using microwaves or ultrasound, designed to incapacitate. However, no definitive evidence of such a device has ever been found, and many experts argue that the physics don't quite add up for a weapon that could inflict such damage silently and selectively. Other theories range from mass psychogenic illness, a shared stress response, to environmental toxins, or even highly targeted sonic attacks from insects. The US intelligence community has been deeply divided on the issue, with some reports suggesting foreign adversary involvement and others leaning towards more benign explanations. The unsettling truth is, a group of people experienced genuine, debilitating harm, and we don't know who or what caused it. Basically, it's like getting hit by an invisible, silent dodgeball that leaves you with a concussion and everyone's just shrugging. Number 1. Life's origin, abiogenesis. Okay, this is the big one. The fundamental, mind-boggling, almost philosophical question that science, despite all its incredible advancements, still hasn't fully answered. How did life begin from non-living matter? We know the Earth formed about 4.5 billion years ago. We know the earliest evidence of life appears around 3.8 billion years ago. In that relatively short window, the primordial soup cooked up something truly extraordinary, the first self-replicating organisms. This process, known as abiogenesis, is arguably the greatest magic trick the universe has ever pulled, and we're still scratching our heads trying to figure out the recipe. We have some compelling clues. Scientists have replicated early Earth conditions in labs, showing how simple organic molecules, like amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, can form spontaneously from inorganic compounds. They've even demonstrated how these molecules can link together to form more complex structures, and how primitive cell-like membranes might have formed. The RNA world. Hypothesis suggests that RNA, a simpler molecule than DNA, might have been the original genetic material, capable of both storing information and catalyzing reactions. But the leap from a chemical soup to a single, self-replicating, evolving cell is still enormous. It's the ultimate chicken and egg problem. Which came first, the complex genetic code or the machinery to read and replicate it? How did the first sparks of metabolic activity begin? Was it a single, incredibly lucky event? Or is life an inevitable consequence of the universe's fundamental laws, popping up whenever conditions are just right? The fact that we can't yet definitively recreate this foundational event in a lab, despite understanding so much about chemistry and biology, leaves a vast, beautiful, and utterly humbling void in our scientific knowledge. Basically, science has all the ingredients for the universe's ultimate cookbook, but the first page with the how-to for making life is still missing.